Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. I am not a member of Great Millstone, however, I have entered into their labors. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. This is a little different and actually more of my speed, something I truly enjoy doing. And it's reading research papers and essays from these pseudoscience figures. Now, this may be a little boring, so I'm going to break this. I'm going to break this up into parts, if the spirit allows. But, um, yeah, I was looking for this. I saw it on another channel. It's called Days of Noah. And I decided, I'm going to read through this myself. And as I was looking for it, uh, I literally see these TikTok algorithms. I can see them. So as I'm searching for this, and then I searched for this last night, and then I log on my phone, by the way, and then I'll go to TikTok, just, I'm at the gym doing a little cardio and I want to pass the time. So I'm, fucking around on TikTok. And as soon as I open it up, the first 6 videos, literally the number 6, the first 6 videos were about transhumanism and all this other stuff. But I have one queued up and I'll play it from my phone. It's about 3 minutes. So, I won't do that just yet. We're going to go through this uh, little essay. So this dude is a bioethicist. I don't really know how to say his name. Matthew Lau or Matthew Lau. Museum, and this is from 2012. And you see these, that's why they say these devils make a diligent search, right? Like they will, and they're all about gradualism. So little bit by little bit, they start to introduce some things. Okay, so here is your abstract. Anthropogenic climate change is arguably one of the biggest problems. I probably shouldn't have said that word. Is one of the biggest problems that confront us today. There is ample evidence that CC is likely to affect adversely many aspects of life for all people around the world, and that existing solutions such as geoengineering might be too risky and ordinary behavioral and market solutions might not be sufficient to mitigate CC. So hold on to this, because now you're seeing that word, or these 2 words together. These are your buzzwords. These are the new bad guys, right? So now you are going to have a perpetual boogeyman, because this is something that continuously does, and that what they want to do is have a permanent change of, bioengineering, geoengineering, to something that is ever changing. And everything has always been fine. The world has worked in harmony. People have lived in harmony with the world. It is not until this fucking, this virus, this parasite was able to, get a hold. So let's get the right here. This is the basis of it. The earth, this is Job 9:24, is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? And it is more than just covering up the dark images when they had their renaissance. It's more than that. They've done so many things, and it's all coming out, especially on TikTok. You learn way more on the TikTok, or way more on the internet, than you do in indoctrination school, where you pay $15,000 to $40,000 of tuition to be lied to and indoctrinated, and you regurgitate that information, and then you get a piece of paper that means absolutely jack shit. Excuse my French. So you have that, and little season. I don't remember. I think it's 20. Let's see. Yes, 20 and 3. So Revelation 20 and 3, right? So he was cast into the bottomless pit, and that is Europe. The pit is Europe, and you can, I believe, is how you define pit. And this is what the non-believers, this is what the Christians call Hebrew hopscotch, but at least it makes sense. They pick and choose scriptures that fit a false narrative, and they have to put a lie on top of a lie in order for that narrative to fit, and then it ends up just not making sense. And that is why people have walked away from that. 24, maybe out of all the vines. Yes. Call how about you outside? It's my first time finding something without having to like research it. There we go. Okay, so and of all the lands, let's go up 23. And said, O Lord that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, of all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee only one vine. So you see how he breaks that down. From woods of the earth, he chose, and of all the trees, he chose a vine, a single vine. And that vine is the nation of Israel. And then fast forwarding today, it is the elect that will be saved out of this impending destruction. And of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee. Of all the lands, thou hast chosen thee one pit. And of all the flowers thereof, one lily. So that is how you understand what a pit is, that bottomless pit, because Christians will tell you he's in hell. But at the same time, when things go to hell, they can't come out. So which one is it? And I too, at one point, was one of those Christians going to church every Sunday type shit, and I eventually knew something was up. And this was before I started hearing the truth. I just knew this ain't it. It ain't it. So call hello Yahweh Bashim Al Shah for that, but that's another story for another day. So we are here. Fast forward. And when 1,000 years are expired, this is Revelation 20 and 7. Satan, that is a man, shall be loosed, or a nation of people shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. And that is where he is in. We're in that little season, but we are nearing the end of the little season. So, segueing back into our point. All right. So, all of this, their science is pseudoscience when it comes to fitting into an agenda of really just wanting to take control of what people eat and take control of their bodies and, things that they do so they can be like he wanted to be like the Most High. All right. So, if we consider a new kind of solution to CC, what we call human engineering, which involves biomedical modifications of humans so that so you know where we go with that ultimately, right? And can mitigate and adapt to that. We argue that human engineering is potentially less risky, is that so, than geoengineering. So um, we're going to we're going to outfit you to continually change with the environment is what he's saying. And let's look up this word anthropogenic. I do want to get that. Anthro. No, that's apology. Chiefly of environmental pollution and pollutants originating in human activity. Now, okay, wait, because I want to see it. Let's see. Defined by the human impact on the earth while natural and the natural cycle that have been and continue to occur throughout Earth's history. Right. So clear contradiction here. Okay. Human impact on the climate, right? While natural are the natural things. Well, natural. Okay. Is that a period? Oh, it's not. Okay. I just had something on my screen. Well, natural are the natural that have been and continue to occur. All right. So things have always gone. You have cycles, and that's also in economy. Everything has a cycle. But what they want to do is bioengineer you to fit the cycle, so that way we reduce our emissions footprint because carbon. But what they're doing is equating these major corporations that waste and pollute, and especially the military and government, and it's so the DoD is the biggest waster there is. So they equate all of these major corporations to the everyday man and saying it is our fault. It's the peasants. They're the problem. And when they say humans, we know who they're talking about. What humans? It's you, E. You're the problem. You're the damn problem. It's all but it's all of our fault. Here it is within the book of Daniel. Four nations or four beasts were to reign, and as soon as this last beast came, that starting with the Greek Empire, which is the beginning of the beast system, um, that's where you had the downfall. That is where, and then you had um, Rome 2.0 come in, and as all of these Edomite nations started to have their rule, you see a decline because they're unfit. They're psychotic animals. And it happened after, this is Maccabees, first Maccabees 1 and 1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, which is an Edomite, who came out of the land of Chittim and has smitten Darius the king. So here you go. This is that third empire falling, which is the Persian, and here's the fourth beast about to rule, starting with Alexander the Great. Um, Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead first over Greece, because these lands did not belong to the Edomites. They took it over and then called themselves the Greeks, as they take lands over and call themselves Vikings and Scots and Danes and all these things that were just not you. Wasn't you. But they claim these things and they spread lies and they teach theory. They put theory in books, in history books, and teach it as fact. You're a fucking liar. Every time you open your mouth and breathe, you lie. Excuse my French. All right, let's see. And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth. And went through the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. Okay, he fell sick. Verse 5. All right, verse 7. Alexander reigned 12 years and died, and his servants bared rule, everyone in his place. All right, so all these his four generals, his four Edomite generals, after his death, put crowns upon themselves, and so did their sons after them. Many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth, and that has not stopped. And they keep filling up that cup, and people think that, and even them, even the Edomites themselves think that the Lord was altogether with them because he did not act upon that. He did not judge them just yet. But he had to fulfill his kingdom. He had to fulfill his wickedness. And that cup is about to run over very soon. In Lamentations 4, at the very end. You can read that on your own. Okay, so that's, damn, I'm already at 14. And we still in the abstract. That's cool. That's all good. All right, which involves biomedical modification of humans so that they can mitigate and or adapt to climate. And why have we've never needed to adapt in the first place? The body is a wonderful thing. The body can adapt to whatever. And you see, they create new problems so that they can implement their way of total control through technocracy and biomedical modification. And we know what the biomedical modification leads to, don't we? I'm not going to say it. We'll just go to it. You can see it. If you're not looking at your screen, you know where I'm going. 13 and 16, right? That's where we're leading. There's their ultimate goal. And by those who accept it, you are bowing. What you are doing when you accept this is saying, Hail Satan. Esau Edom is your God when you accept this. They have branded you, they have marked you, and that is your allegiance to them instead of your creator. And I'm talking to Jake, so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American. Okay, what we call human engineering, which involves biomedical modifications so that they can mitigate and or adapt to CC, we argue that human engineering is potentially less risky than geoengineering and that it could help behavioral and market solutions succeed. Market solutions succeed in mitigating that. All right. We also consider some possible ethical concerns. Do you? And this dude is a bioethicist. The clear contradiction is just he's not even an Edomite, but just so he could be, I don't know. It's just so Edom. I don't know how to put it. Regarding human engineering, such as its safety. Yeah, because you give a shit about that. The implications of human engineering for our children, you know they want the kids in more ways than one for the society. And we argue that these concerns can be addressed. Our upshot is that human engineering deserves a further consideration in the debate about that thing. So basically, um, how do I even put this in an analogy? You want a permanent solution to something that changes continually. That makes zero sense. But of course, this devil doesn't make sense at all. All right, intro. Anthropogenic CC, or CC for short, is arguably one of the biggest problems that confront us today. So none of this has been proven, by the way. And you can read a lot, you can read through various research papers, dissertations, all kind of things, but they don't fund the people that prove without a shadow of a doubt that it can't be proven. They fund people who go along with it. And that propaganda is also a part of their sword. But this here, this CC word, has not been proven. There is no empirical data. So if you come out of your emotion, because that's what they do, they appeal to the simpleton's emotion, right? For the see back up here, the implications of human engineering for our children and for the society. We want to consider some possible ethical concerns regarding human engineering. And you can hear him speaking soft and subtly. These things we can do, and think about the children and society as a whole, how you can benefit. It would be great. It would be wonderful. Wait, hold on. You know what I'm getting. I don't remember what that said. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Psalms 55 and 21. Straight to the point. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were salted in oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's him. All through a way of convenient and appealing to the emotion of the simpleton that is your average Babylonian. Stupid as all hell. All right. There's wide agreement that blank blank CC will affect the lives of all people around the world in areas such as food production. Okay. Key in on that. Access to water, health, and the environment. All things people need to survive, which is what they're looking to control through this FALSEFLAG called double C, because you always need a boogeyman. Always. Okay, it has been estimated that millions could suffer hunger, water shortages, disease, coastal flooding as a result of the warming. And who all widely agreed about this? Who agreed? And who did you show empirical data proving without a shadow of a doubt? Because the word science means to know, not theory. Theory and science. Theory is not something that you know. Theory is a theory. So who, why, where is the wide agreement? And these are questions people need to be asking. The risk of the worst impacts of CC can be involved. What the hell? The the risk of the worst impact of CC can be lowered if greenhouse gas levels in the atmosphere can be reduced and stabilized. Okay, let's see. Just for shits and gigs, we don't overlook nothing around here, and that's and that's word to my teachers. We don't overlook nothing. Look up everything, even if you know, even if you can put two and two together by context. Look it up anyway. And I won't stay too long on it because you can look this up yourself. Gases that trap heat in the atmosphere are called greenhouse gases. This section provides information on emissions and removals of the main greenhouse gases to and from the atmosphere. For more information on the climate forcers such as black carbon, please visit Climate Change Indicators Climate Forcing page. Okay, so here we go. The main one. When you exhale, this is what you exhale. And the trees take that. So you need trees to breathe, especially, and then you have trees that produce fruit. You have different things. Everything is in perfect harmony. So when the word was God and the word was with God and they did all these things and they created things as they should be, he said it is good. Everything worked in perfect harmony. The only variable is a nation of people. But he will tell you it's all of us. It's all our fault. All right, carbon dioxide enters the atmosphere through burning fossil fuels, coal, natural gas, oil, solid waste, trees, and other biological materials. Also, as a result of certain chemical reactions, manufacturers of cement, carbon dioxide is removed from the atmosphere or sequestered when it is absorbed by plants, part of the biological carbon cycle. It's that word cycle. It's a cycle, right? So they've made a problem out of something that is a natural cycle. And since we are earthly beings, we are terrestrial beings, and everything that comes from the earth can be found naturally, can be found in your body. You were made to be able to adapt to these cycles, but they've just went and created their own thing and used the pseudoscience just to gain control over a people. And it's madness. If you to look at this at face value, you would think, no, no, they ain't doing that. But the way they look at people is not the way we look at people. We look at others as a creation, you know. We have the Lord created everybody. Man comes from the earth. We look at each other as people, living being creatures. These psychopaths look at you as specimen. You are nothing but a speck in a petri dish to see how they can perfect whatever it is they're trying to perfect. And we know what they're trying to perfect. You are meant to be controlled. You cannot think for yourself. Therefore, we shall think for you, and we shall tell you what you need and what is good and what is not. You will listen and be happy. You will own nothing and be happy. Let's see. The worst impacts of that can be lowered if greenhouse. Okay, we read that. All right, so they want to cut these emissions. Various solutions have been proffered, ranging from low-tech, ordinary behavioral solutions such as encouraging people to drive less and recycle more. Um, Now, the funny thing is, we've had clean energy, and there are people who produce things for the sake of argument of CC, right, and reducing emissions and all this other stuff. There have been creations, proven patents of things that provide clean energy, especially energy from the sun, which is ever giving. And those people have either wound up dead or just missing, or we got a drug overdose. Oh, he jumped. He jumped from his building. Him and his family decided to jump from a 28-story building. Things like that happen. So all in all you have to do is step out of your emotion, read some of these things, read some of these college papers, right? Listen to what the devil says. He tells you exactly what he's going to do, and you can see that he is a mad scientist. And that is why, you know what? What is this page? How much farther do we have? We'll leave off on page 3 because he's talking about the emissions. But that is why the Lord says, this is why the Lord is saying, like, if we, come on, dog. If he didn't shorten the days, all right, cool. We playing games. Matthew 24 and 22. Will I be able to go to the blue letter, though? Can I? All right. We'll end it here because I'm already going on 30 minutes and I don't want it to be too long. What did it say? 24 and 22. And I'll look for a video, Aparatazat, on the second one. I'm gonna look for a video about this dude speaking live and the dumb shit that he says. All right, so Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. And this goes into why. You want a permanent solution to a cycle that has always been happening and been conducting itself on the earth. Again, everyone has lived in perfect harmony with the earth. It wasn't until this devil came into power and it was given into his hand, Job 9 and 24, that these things became be an issue. Now nature is the issue. You out of your flipping mind. And they're going to come hard. This thing was written in 2012, and you're hearing more and more about it. So, you know, if you're not praying, you're wrong. If you are not asking the Lord, please, if you are not begging the Lord, please Save us. For one, keep us through the time of trouble, and just please just hurry. Save us. That I don't know what is wrong with you if you ain't praying that. It's time to go. If he's allowed to continue in his madness, he can't stop. He won't stop unless Yahweh Bashem Yahshai does it. Hence Matthew 24 and 22. So we'll continue on Abaratazat. We will continue on. We left off right here, page 3, and I will try to do my best to pull a video um, of him speaking live because he talks about inducing an allergic reaction to meats because people are eating too much meat. So I definitely want to get that. So with that being said, on to the next one. Shalom.